there, crafters. I am joining you from the Countdown to Christmas series. This is a series of 24 projects that are coming to you from myself and Tracy Bish, both Stampin' Up demonstrators from Australia. We are joining together from Monday to Thursday, and we also are doing premieres so that you can join us and create cards, gifts, and some scrapbooking as well. Okay, we would love to see you coming along. Make sure you are subscribing and that you are clicking the notification button if you can join us in the premiere. So today it is day 3. My project today is a fun fold, and this is it here. Lots of gold, plenty of space for you to write in, and fantastic for that extra special pizzazz in a card. So please join along with me and we're going to get started. So a double Z fold is probably one of my favorite go-to fun folds. It's the way I do it is actually really a time saver to use one base cardstock sheet, and we do the scoring first and then we'll do the cutting so that you end up with a standard size card with the extra Z fold or the Z overlay. Okay, so the things we're going to use today is a white base card. Always a good way to start. We are going to use the Tags and More 6x6 DSP. So it has, I think it's 4 different prints in the pack itself that we're going to use today. I think we've got 1, 2, I probably won't use all of them, but I'll get them out anyway. 3, because of course they're double-sided, so nope, I think it's this one. Yep. So they are double-sided, so we will probably use some of that and not all of it. I also have the die cuts, so there is very tricky to get them out without falling apart. So we've got some trees, some baubles. We've got these great little tags we might use, or banners. So we might use those as well. And of course, we're going to use the Greetings for You Mix and Match ephemera pack. So lots and lots of gold. I haven't really used this too much yet. Excuse me. So we're going to use some of these on our card as well. So let me pop it all aside. I have got a few scraps here. Probably not that one. But I will have a couple of scraps that are up to the side, so I probably will use those as well or grab some more. So let's make start. Here is an A4 card now. Card stock sheet. The A4 that we have is Australian, so all of my measurements, I really struggle with numbers at the moment. So me trying to convert just centimeters and then put them across to inches is really tricky. So I will put a converter that's online, very easy to use if you want to change your dimensions. Okay, so we are going to cut this at 10.5, but before we do that, we're going to do our scoring. So our scoring is at, have I got that in there? Okay, 14.8 is our first score. There we go. And then we're going to go back to here, this section, and it's going to be half of that. So that is going to be 7.4. Now, a Z fold is actually exactly the same scoring, and you just turn one section opposite the other. So I will show you how to do that. First of all, we're going to do the base. So that is 10.5. That's our standard size card. There we go. And I'm going to fold this to show you what this looks like to start with. Okay, there we go. That's our first part of our base. Now this one here is exactly the same but the opposite way. And what I want to do is I actually want this section here to be quite large. So we have 10.5. So I'm actually going to take 2 centimeters off. So that will be, 2 centimeters either side. So that will be 4 centimeters off. So I'm going to go here and take 4 centimeters off. Let me make it 3 centimeters. I'm changing my mind. I want this section to be quite large. So, oops, didn't go all the way through. I should know better. I should be cutting it a couple of times. So we're going to end up with a piece that big and a piece this big. So I'm going to fold this one as well, exactly the same way. Okay, so this is our base, exactly the same as what we had a minute ago. Okay, and then here is the other part, and I'm going to, so it's this way to start with, exactly the same. I'm going to turn it around and then flip it. So this is going to be our Z fold. So I'm just going to hold that up, and it's going to be like that. Now, I know that I have seen, and I'll probably take a video somewhere else, but there is another like a triple Z fold, but I'm not going to do that today. We're going to use this one to start with. So for this one, I am going to actually make this a little bit shorter as well. So like I said, we took 3 centimeters off, so I'm going to flip this around into here and cut the 3 off that one. Okay, so it makes exactly the same, and it's going to fit like so. And when it's going to fold open, it's going to go like that. So that is the base of our card. So then we're just going to start by doing our background. So I'm going to go back to this one. I'm going to move this a little bit to the side. Okay, now we're going to do 1, 2, 3 panels exactly the same, and I'm wanting to have the background. So I'm going to use the plaid. Now the plaid is definitely a very Christmassy kind of card. For this particular one, you can mat it as well. For this one, I'm just going to leave it as it is. So for here, it's our standard size card. So we're going to go 1/2 centimeter off. So we're going to go 14.2 by 10. And there we go. So this is going to be the first part. And I'm going to need a second sheet, which was here a second ago. Let me grab it for you. Oh, it's all stuck. Okay, so for this one, we're going to do exactly the same height. So that was this way, sorry. Let me see. So it's 10 centimeters in here. And then, so these two here, I'm just going to show you with the measurements here. It was, if we remember rightly, it was 7.2. So now it's going to be 6.8. We're going to do that twice. 6.8. Now, this one here is all going to glue together. So we're going to do that first so that I'm not getting a bit muddled up when I start to do other bits. So we're going to give this section on the top. And like I said, this is the base of the card. So you won't see all of it. So just be aware of that when you are choosing what DSP you are using. So this one here is coming from our mini catalogue. It uses garden green, real red, crumb cake, and that's pretty much it. So very traditional sort of colours. Now I do love, you can see this, the back of this one, it does have these like tags or little blocks, so I've used those a few others. Now I have done other videos using this particular DSP. Now it is a 6x6, so you've got to be a little bit clever about this one. All right, so that is our first one, and this is going to be put to the side, so it's the whole lot, all of it is the same colour. Now the next one here is exactly the same but flipped. So we're going to use, first of all, I'm going to mat this one. So for this one, like I said, we are doing, let's see, 11.8 times by 7.5. So let's do, excuse me, let's see, the first one, oh gosh, I've forgotten already. Where are we? 11, so we're going to do 11.2. Yeah, just concentrating there for a second. Actually, will it go the whole way? Yes, 11.2 times by, I'm just trying to figure it all out so I can get the right amount. You try not to waste any cardstock if you can. Okay, so that's 7.5. Oh, I think I've done it too much. 7.5. Whoops. 7.5 less 7. Gosh, I'm making lots of mistakes today, and that's okay. I'm just going to grab my little sanding, my little nail file. I've got some burrs. Some of the cardstock that we use is a little bit more fibrous. Okay, remembering here, we're going to go 11.2. Sorry, 11.3. That's enough. All right, so for this one, that's going to be the matting here. And then I'm going to do exactly the same with, that will match the DSP that's going to go there. So here we go. This one, again, is 7 centimetres. So let's do that. 7 centimetres. And this one is, so we did start with, let's see, 7.4. So now we're going to go to 6.9 there. And this one is not quite 6.9. Okay, 6.9. Okay, here we go, 6.9, and we were 7.2 here. I think that's about right. All right, so I should have measured and written down all my measurements there. So that's going to get all 4 that are matted. So now to choose which of the DSP that I'm going to use. Now, of all of these ones here, they're very green based. So I am going to use the, I'm going to use the plaid, is what I'm trying to say, the plaid here. So again, we're going to go 0.5 centimetre in. So for that one, we are going to go here, 11.8. And I'm going to do 6.5. Okay, now 6.5 is our next measurement there. So that one's going to be matted here for the front, and then these two here are going to have, like I said, 7.1. So now we're going to go 6.6 for that one. Now the next one is going to not be, I'm going to have this little section here in the middle, what I'm trying to say. Here is going to actually be white cardstock. So this is where we're going to pop in our message. So we can add more. You could also do 2 white sections instead, but I'm just doing 1. So again, we're just going to do here 6.6, 6.6 there, 6.6 there, and we are going to go by, oh gosh, was 7 point, okay, I think that's right, 6.8. They're very close in their measurements, and I knew I'd get that wrong. Oh no, close. Almost got it right. 6.2. Oh my gosh, I will write all this down for my instructions, I think. All right, so that's what we're going to do. Let's pop those all to one side, and we're going to glue in. So we're going to start with the 2 matted sections here. Okay, now, like I said, I need to grab my nail file. Just give me a second. Also find it. Hang on.
Grab my other block.
So, oops, there goes my camera. Okay, so I have one of these sanding blocks. I'm just going to, it is easier to do it this way because it's just one quick swipe and it's done. All right, let's do the next block, the matted section here, like so, and I'm going to, then the next one is the front section. Okay, here is our matted DSP as well. Really excited coming to Christmas. I don't do a lot of fun folds to actually gift out because they can be quite time consuming to do. And when you're giving out a lot or mailing out a lot of cards, then it makes it a little tricky. Like you need time to do it all. So let's add this one. Just making sure that of this one, the fun fold section needs to be the larger section. And then we've got a little section to write a message. Oopsies. Oops, wrong way around. Here we go. All right, there. And then the next one here as well. Okay, I have got lots of bits and pieces to do for Christmas. Some of them I will be like baking and things like that as well. So I'll have lots of projects to complete. So there we go. So this is where it's going to create our fun fold. And like I said, it looks totally different if you are doing this with other DSP as well, of course. So let's pop this on and then we're going to decorate. So to do that, we flipped it all the way over and we're going to add glue to this section and then just to this section that is that you can see. So to do that, I'm going to flatten everything down, and I'm going to find where, I'll show you where. So where it actually goes underneath. Does that make sense? So you got to make sure it's underneath, and then you want to, there we go. We want it to do that part. So we're going to do this Z fold like this. So that this section here actually does tuck under a little bit, just so it'll fit for these particular dimensions that you're going to use. It does thicken, like your card is quite thick, but that's okay. All right, we're going to cover the front of ours, and I'm going to bring in some of these. Yeah, I'm just being really careful with what I do. I have got lots of little bits, so you don't ever get rid of lots of these scraps because they do come in handy when you're doing cards, because you only need small cards, small pieces, sorry. Okay, so to decorate, I am also going to use our gold sparkling sequins, and I am going to use these sentiments as well. So let me bring this one out. There's 1, 2, I think you get 3 maybe of each one. So I've got to decide. We've got lots of that joy here as well as season greetings. Oh, that's similar. So they're very, very similar. I will probably use joy. I'll use the front one. Joy. Okay. Oh, doesn't want to come off. All right. So you just punch it out like that. And I'm going to do a Merry Christmas as well, which is going to go inside here. It's going to go inside I think it fits. Might not. All right, so let's try that again. Happy Christmas should fit. Okay, pop that to the side. So to embellish this one, I will use a shape as well, just to finish off. This is where I'm playing with it a little bit, and you need to too. So I probably will get one of the Spotlight on Nature dies, and I will probably cut one of those out so that it's going to go on our card. So let me just die cut that one. I am off camera to do that one. Okay, so quickly run it through my embossing machine here. And then we've got our circle. So the circle on the front will actually make everything else sort of stand out. Okay. All right. This is probably one of my favourite edges of my Spotlight on Nature here. So for this one, you can put it straight on the top, or you can sort of move it around. I like to have it slightly off center here, and we are going to add that joy. Now, so that you know, these particular sentiments actually have a sticky back, but I probably will use my dimensional dots for that one. All right, let's decide what we want to add to this. So I want to add a bauble and perhaps a second bauble. I want to make sure that there's a bit of red, because the red is definitely not coming out as much. So I'm going to add the 2 ones like so. I'm going to add joy to the top. Oops, doesn't want to. Now, in order for that to happen, I am going to make it stand out a little bit more, and I'm going to just add a little bit of ink around the outside. So for that one, I am going to use my garden green, and I'm going to tap it and just rub it around the edges. I like it just so that things do sort of stand out a little bit more. We've used that matting in the red on the front panel. So now we're just going to add some green, and then I'm just going to go around and let it squeaking, just sort of bring a little bit more of that green in there as well. All right, here we go. So here it all is. So I'm going to add these 2 first. I'm going to pop this here, and let's do some gluing. So this one is going to be, this bauble here is going to be fairly flat. This side, like so. It does hang off the edge of that circle. Now the next one is going to have some dimension. So here it is here. Almost lost it. All right, so I'm going to add 1, 2. Now, if you didn't know this already, I do cut my dimensional dots in half using my trimmer, and that just gives me a whole heap of these little smaller ones that are easy just for me instead of having to cut bits and pieces. All right, here's our next one. It's going to hang off the edge a little bit as well. And we're going to use, again, like I said, those dimensional dots. Now those ones, excuse me, for that, for this particular sentiment, I probably need some of these miniature ones. So if you don't own the miniature ones, oh my goodness, you do need those, because it saves you having to do lots and lots of cutting little tiny pieces all of the time, and even then they don't always fit. So sometimes these you have to even cut them out yourself. So that's probably enough. Some people add lots and lots. I don't add tons. Some of these sorts of cards I probably don't send them in the mail. I probably more so would they're for hand delivered cards. So I'm just going to, you can see it's just poking out a little bit. You just push it in a little bit and it will go in a little bit more. And if it doesn't, then you can trim it off with your trimmers. Trimmer. Gosh. Okay, so I'm going to add our joy. So it sits to one side like that. Make sure it's reasonably straight. And then this is going to be glued on to, you can see there's a little dot there, and you can see why when this goes here. Actually, I might put it upwards, down. Now our joy is a little on an angle, and that's what we wanted. Okay, add a few little of these gold sequins. Okay, let me see, I want one there. And we always add about 3. So I hope you have lots of projects coming up. We're going to add quite a few this week and the next couple of weeks. So yeah, that will be where it is. Now the inside, like I said, just here is where Happy Christmas is going to go, and I'm just going to bend that slightly. There is our sticky sentiment, and I'm going to put it slightly to one side, and I'm just going to have it so it sits over the top of that border. So there we go. That is the Double Z card. Very traditional colours, very bold, I guess you could say. And that's it. So please make sure you do check our other videos. They are coming. Make sure you are subscribed. I am collaborating with Tracy Bish as well. So there's lots and lots and lots of projects. So make sure that you are following along with both of us by subscribing, and then hit that little notification so that you do know when we are uploading some more videos. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining me. We'll catch you up next time.